this is my Roblox game. Now, I know it doesn't look like much, but I have spent the past 6 months carefully crafting this into the absolute holy grail of puzzle games. It looks empty now, but the deeper you investigate, the more secrets you will find. And over here, I've invited 10 of who I think are some of the absolute smartest players on Roblox. These 6 were part of the top 10 finalists for the Roblox-wide Mega Hunt event, so I don't think I need to tell you why they're here. As for the other 4, well, first we have Matioka. If you'll recall, at the end of the Mega Hunt video, there was a puzzle, as well as a joking comment saying that whoever solves it can join our solving team. At least, it was supposed to be a joking comment, because I kid you not, 6 months after the puzzle's initial creation, Matioka finally became the first person to solve it. After that, there's Chrysis, who is the mastermind behind much of the most recent puzzles in Anything Can Be a Secret, which many consider to be perhaps the single hardest puzzle game on the platform. I think you could say it's just a tiny bit more advanced than your average Roblox game. And there's Mr. I'm Bad at Naming Things, who is the creator of this game right here, which, I'll be honest, I borrowed a few ideas from when making this game. He's rather adept at the technical side of Roblox, which might turn out to help him quite a bit. And lastly, there's Void, who doesn't really have any achievements in particular to count. I kinda just invited him here on a hunch, but don't underestimate him. He is here for a reason. So, choose your fighter. Who do you think is going to win? Perhaps one of these two. I mean, if this was straight up just a puzzle competition, I don't think there would be a single doubt as to who is going to win. Maybe one of the Mega Hunt contestants, or perhaps the wild card? Well, without further ado,
competition starts in 4 minutes. I might be kind of cooked. I'm kind of the underdog here. We have Mr. $1 million winner. We have this idiot.
My goal for the day is to not get last place. That's always my goal in competitions. That's my prediction. I think Jay's gonna win.
I am locked. I am so locked.
Oh shoot.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, it's starting.
It started. Oh, what the hell is this?
What is happening? What is happening? What is happening?
Oh, we're unlocking things as we're dancing. Okay. Hacker Man. Oh, console. There we go. Got it. Okay. What else?
Slushy dance, slushy laugh, slushy point, slushy cheer. Fuck, there's another one? Is it slushy point? Oh, he did point. Laugh, slushy cheer. Fuck, I forgot what the last one is.
What the hell did I do? I don't even know what I'm doing. How am I getting all these achievements?
as expected, the beginning was very hectic. After all, this is first and foremost a game. It wasn't specifically designed under the competition, so the first few minutes are just them getting all the very easy secrets. If you want to play the game yourself without spoilers, now is your chance to click the link in the description. But I'll be honest though, these guys barely scratched the surface of the game, and they do get some pretty rare stuff. Jay actually locked in super hard at the start, snatching himself like 6 different first victors. It was all simple stuff, you know, take 10 steps, jump 10 times, do all the /E emotes, even just opening the dev console awarded you something. Most people just did what the checklist told them to first. Others decided the brick with a bright red outline does not concern them and went off on their own. Shave seemingly wasn't prepared for it to start, so his footage looks like this.
Oh my god, it started! I was messing with my stuff! It started before I started! Alright. What do we gotta do?
I'm not kidding. For the entire time, it's just like this. And as for Poke Dragon, I'm not even gonna question what's happening here. The first semi-rare secret is obtained by Void, who gets blessed by the Roblox filter gods and discovers the secret for typing a filtered message by saying, Edance 1?
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do, right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna close the game. Why am I closing the game? Because I'm gonna join my own game. Okay, I'm gonna teleport myself to the game. You know how I'm gonna do this? Because I feel like he added this. We go to Theo's game. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, I'll be honest, he read me like a book. One of the secrets is awarded if you teleport yourself in from a completely different game. Going back to Jay, he was the first person to perform all the emotes, as well as being the first person to complete the checklist, and also therefore being the first person to buy a tool. This guy was on a rampage. Robbie took a more measured approach, although he was the first person to get teleported in because he has like NASA internet. One of his first ideas was setting the game volume to max.
If I turn my volume all the way up, I bet you that's it. I didn't do anything.
Not a bad idea. Unfortunately not in the game though. He then proceeds to rejoin the game and becomes the first person to unlock gambling.
Oh yeah, back for more.
Meanwhile, Vepix was just excited to find out that there's RNG in the game.
Hey, that's pretty. It's an RNG game! Oh. No. Yes.
Which was when he became the first person to get the most RNG secret in the whole game. How fitting.
I got something for RNG. That's good. I like RNG games. I play Souls.
PokeDragon, completely ignoring the checklist, actually helped him a little bit, as he became the first person to obtain Marathon, which you get for taking 1,000 steps. The structure obtained from Marathon takes a while to complete, so we'll cut back to him later. Crisis seemed very stressed out by this whole thing, and you can see his mouse going everywhere at once trying to get all the easy secrets. Meanwhile, Void was completely zen the whole time, taking things slowly and playing the game in a more calculated manner. Two completely polar opposite approaches, but are they equally effective? I guess we'll see. Back to Vepix, he figures out you can click the base plate from up close, something which was surprisingly difficult for some people to figure out. Roby kept accepting these invites popping up in the corner of his screen, which promised to give him the guest secret. However, because this game is single player, they just completely didn't work.
You see, I made this little, I did a little what we call pre-gaming, and that probably won't help me now that I think about it.
I'm gonna click to move this. Wait, that's not click to move the shift lock. Oh, let's go, man. I'm the best solver of all time, man.
Microprofiler. Control P. Did he hide anything in here? Nope, there's nothing in the microprofiler. Okay.
Meanwhile, Chris accidentally slammed into the Valentine structure over here, only to find out he had accidentally discovered a pretty rare secret by throwing it into the void. The first person to successfully join through an invite was, unsurprisingly, the guy who made a whole game about joining it.
What if I sit in this chair? Achievement? What the heck? I'm in the easiest game on Roblox. Oh, wait. I love paint. Doesn't work.
What Roby just tried to do was a reference to the easiest game on Roblox paintbrush ending, where typing I love paint in chat spawns a paintbrush. Now I knew he would try this, which is why I added a secret sniper tool which spawns when you do this. What I failed to account for was that in the original game this message is case insensitive, whereas in my game it had to be completely capitalized, which means, unfortunately, he never discovers it. Very sad. Void was starting to wonder how he possibly hasn't gotten the silence secret yet, and after a long period of deliberation, he finally figures out that he can mute the music.
Oh, I'm an idiot, bro.
And during all of this, PokeDragon has been doing the elevator trials, basically just 3 different trials which take up quite a lot of time. I'm pretty sure he did them faster than anyone though, which, you know, no wonder he was number 2 in the Mega Hunt. He becomes the first victor of the elevator traveling secret. And going back a little, Shafe is the first person to figure out that joining through a VIP server awards him a secret. This spawns a Minesweeper structure. The issue is, he doesn't seem to fully understand how the game works.
It's probably down here because that's 2, so it should be...
I guess we all have our weaknesses, but if you're watching this video right now and you don't know how to play Minesweeper, come on, get with the times.
Can I, like, rob the place? How do I rob this joint?
Jay and Roby began a trade which teleported them into a multiplayer subplace. Now, there isn't a secret for trading, nor is there anything other than money for completing the obby over here, but he discovers something very peculiar on the way back to the main game. Now, Jay was the only person who discovered this for the entire competition. Had he solved this, he would have obtained the hardest secret any of these guys got by a mile. Since they're on a portal, these symbols are a stand-in for the place ID of the game, so you're able to correlate them to all 10 digits. However, he doesn't connect the dots. Admittedly, what you do from then on is fairly complex, so I won't bore you with the explanation, but all in all, this would have given him an additional 2.5 minutes, possibly winning him the whole competition.
Earlier. Oh. Whoa, what was that?
Oh, look at that. What the heck is this? Brother!
Since Shafe failed, Vepix becomes the first person to successfully solve Minesweeper, which unlocks another puzzle for him. However, he seems to quickly lose interest in the puzzle, which is perhaps a bit of a blunder, because it would have given him a significant boost. Meanwhile, Void discovers a strange orb in his inventory. Now, what he doesn't realize is that because the orb is a tool, it blocks him from interacting with any click detectors, so he's unable to open the elevator door and assumes it's impossible to get in. After which Vepix also finds the orb. Now I'll be honest, there is something they could have found involving this orb. When you equip it, the portal over here turns grey and brings you to a completely different place. But what comes after this step amounts to one of the hardest secrets in the game, meaning it would have been practically impossible for any of them to solve, so the orb is effectively useless. Roby and PokeDragon then proceed to trade, however, because he skipped the glowing red checklist, PokeDragon doesn't even know that there are tools in the game yet, so he doesn't have anything to trade with. Meanwhile, Chrysis feels inspired and decides to eat and stew into the skill brick. Now this gives him a secret, but I'm honestly not quite sure that was his intention. The secret is awarded for simply dying while dancing, which generally takes the form of resetting your character, but I guess this works too. Either way, this secures him a solid amount of time, and this isn't even the last time he gets something like this. Epix and Void then realize that there's voice chat in the multiplayer sub-realm, meaning they're able to communicate with each other and exchange secrets. This is very beneficial for Void especially, since he essentially gains 2 secrets from this exchange, one for joining a VIP server and one for completing Minesweeper. But Vepix only gives the secret for sending a censored message, which, if you'll recall, Void found by complete accident at the very start. Roby then has his first epic fail of the competition, and unfortunately for him, it's far from the last time. He attempts to teleport from his own game into Secret Universe, which, as you know, is indeed a method for a secret. The issue is, he forgets to enable third-party teleports in his game's settings, causing him to receive an error and assume that it simply doesn't work. And he never realizes this until the competition has already ended. Cutting back to PokeDragon, he seems to believe that the reason it says the exact date the Valentine was added on is because the game expects him to set his Windows clock backwards to that date, and not because that date is Valentine's Day. Now, if you've ever done this, you'll know that offsetting your Windows clock too far makes you completely unable to join any games, so he accidentally softlocks himself for a little while.
Alright, this might be my winning game here.
What the hell did I do?
Void then goes on to successfully solve the puzzle Vepix discovered earlier before him, which is kinda funny when you consider the only reason he even had it unlocked was because Vepix told him how to unlock it. Now, the structure unlocked from this might give a few people PTSD, and it definitely rings a bell for Void, because he immediately tries to input the actual solution from the actual puzzle, which took Matioka 6 months to solve, as mentioned earlier. Obviously this doesn't work, but I guess he couldn't be sure unless he tried it, which is fair enough. But while Void breezed through the crossword easily, Roby was having a bit more issues with it. If we just check Void's POV, we can see that the answer is abstract. Now, Roby seems to try right about every possible variation of this word, except the word itself, for some reason. Now, this isn't because he's dumb. I think he's made pretty clear that he isn't on seemingly every puzzle on the internet, but because the crossword doesn't actually solve to abstract. Instead, it solves to abstract with 2 A's. Now, originally that was the only correct solution, but I figured I might as well make abstract work as well to prevent confusion. Roby, unfortunately, put a little bit too much faith in me and assumed the only correct solution would have the correct amount of letters, so he eventually just moves on and assumes there's something he's missing. Shave had a bit of a harder time on the elevator trials than PokeDragon, so he's pretty happy when he finally manages to complete them.
Yes! Ah, that one sucked! Elevator traveling.
Meanwhile, Amber at naming things seems to be getting a little bit uneasy from the lack of secrets he's finding.
Look, I'm not going schizo. I'm not going schizo. This is a reference to ACAPS. This is like, it wants me to be its creator, but who created this character? Was it Fieldwork? Fuck, I'm gonna change my display name to Fieldwork. It might work. There's a chance. Are you for real?
And Roby isn't exactly doing great either.
Why is there a squirrel? Can I kill it? Okay, killing it. It's dead. I killed it. Can I murder? Can I? Is this a secret murderer?
Oof, I am at the bottom. Wow, I am not doing good.
Marioka seems to have the same idea Amber at naming things had earlier and opens up the microprofiler. However, he doesn't seem to fully even know where in the microprofiler something could even be hidden, so he quickly abandons the idea. Now, something I omitted earlier is that Chrysis actually got very close to completing the elevator trials, but perhaps out of stress, he couldn't quite figure out what to do, and instead just started throwing everything into the void. Look very carefully at what happens here. He throws the last brick down, and he leaves. But let's cut the Icicle's POV from a different time. He does the exact same thing, except...
Oh, what was that? What?
Yeah, if Chrysis had stayed in the game for just a few more seconds, he would have gotten an additional minute and 7 seconds added to his time. Keep that in the back of your mind for now, we'll come back to it later.
The buggiest elevator ever. Oh wait, I could jump. Oh my. Stop!
Amber at naming things then has the idea to check Roblox's notifications API. Now, for all the long-time viewers, you may know that this was an idea used all the way back in Homec 500, like 3.5 years ago, so there's merit to him checking it. Unfortunately for him, not this time. Now, nowadays, if you were to check this endpoint, he would simply find a "what are you looking for" message, but originally there was just nothing there. It's a smart idea, though.
What is this? Strange orb. I got a strange orb.
I need to find the foundation. This is a really important one I'm missing, I think. Oh. You cannot make this show.
Icy actually left the game before completing the elevator trials earlier, so he only did them now. But because he got that secret for throwing the blocks into the void, he's able to become the only person to get the cheeseburger tool throughout the whole competition. And now, comes probably the most unfortunate fail of the entire video.
Would be crazy if anything was added here. Oh, click every brick forming the outline of the spawn structure. ... faces. Wait, let me write this down. So there is something here.
I'm bad at naming things, brushed it off. Matioka didn't even know where to look. But Roby actually found the hidden message in the microprofiler. The microprofiler is generally used by game developers for checking what causes lag in their game. However, a little known fact about it is that you can begin and end custom debug sessions, which you can give any title to and make them appear in the microprofiler. Now I knew that they knew this, because this isn't exactly a new technique, which is why I was counting on at least someone to discover this secret. Now, if Roby simply follows the instructions he just found, he is essentially guaranteed to win. The time jump would just be too large. But he completely misinterprets what the message is saying. The actual full text is: click every brick forming the outline of the spawn structure's face's mouth from top to bottom. Now, this part requires a tiny bit of imagination. If you look at the spawn structure from above, you can see eyes and a mouth here. So, what the text is telling you to do is to click the bricks forming this outline right here from top to bottom, just like this. After which, you're basically done. You just need to solve a simple lights out puzzle. And yet, as simple as that seems, Roby instead went around the rim of the spawn clicking bricks, and eventually he just gave up and went on to the next thing. While that was happening, Void decided to just keep buying tools until something happened, and eventually he got the Hoarder secret, which is obtained for owning 10 copies of one item. Both Shafe and Icy, seeing that message appear in chat, got the exact same idea and proceeded to get Hoarder themselves. Meanwhile, Void attempted to get himself rate limited in chat by spamming, which is a very smart idea. I mean, Matioka also tried it earlier, and Roby even misconstrued it as actually having given him a secret when one of his spam messages ended up getting filtered. But alas, in this version of the game, there isn't a secret for spamming. Sometime in between the last time he was mentioned and now, PokeDragon finally got to completing the checklist and figure out that there are tools in the game. Not only that, but he also absolutely destroyed the Minesweeper first try, and went on to also later complete the crossword. Icy finally figures out he can mute the music for a secret.
Can one of these explode already? Oh shit.
And Chrysis gives everyone one final first victor message when he turns the ramp into a flying machine and obtains Chitty Chitty Bang, the hardest secret discovered during the entire competition.
How did bro get Chitty Bang? I don't know, man.
Now you might have noticed their times are getting awfully low now. From here on out, it's purely survival. Everyone is scrambling to get any remaining secrets they can find. And Void and Vepix congregate one more time. All of them are now very aware of their inevitable doom, and it's only a matter of time before the first cannon goes off. But before then, Vepix manages to get scammed. Again. He gives Void the Danse Macabre secret, which, as you may recall from Chrysis getting it earlier, is very simple to get. In exchange, Void tells him how to get elevator traveling, but with less than 3 minutes on his own timer, he's fully aware that Vepix will not be able to complete the trials in time. And then...
No! Levi!
Oh.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, how do you run out of time?
Alright, let's see. Oh, there goes Levi.
Wait a minute. Levitator Levi? Yeah, Levi was also there. And then now he isn't, so... And unfortunately for I'm bad at naming things, although he fought well, his time was up next.
No, teleport me. Teleport me. Aww.
Before his untimely demise, Roby manages to finally obtain the guest secret in the proper way and even gets himself a super secret.
Oh, it didn't work! Let's go! I invited myself. I invited the Rendezvous super secret. I don't even know what the heck I did, but cool. Invite yourself to the game. Oh!
A couple others actually got the super secret as well a bit earlier. Roby ended up being the last person to find a super secret, with I'm bad at naming things being the first, rest in peace. During his final moments, Chrysis decides to go gambling, and then...
Wait, fuck, I'm in the... No!
Yo. Oh.
Icy and Vepix. Void might have scammed Vepix in his last moments, but at least he gets to live just a little longer. And only 12 seconds later...
Here it comes!
At this point, everyone is just counting their final seconds, and the next person to go is...
Damn!
And not too long after...
Abstress. Alright guys, it's my time.
Roby!
Meanwhile, Void had one final trick up his sleeve, and with less than 1 minute left on his timer, he manages to get the very final secret of the whole competition, which is when... And so there were 3. Krizus knew he had a leg up on everyone, having gotten almost 2 minutes of time from one secret, but would it be enough? Krizus, the mastermind behind much of the most recent puzzles, and anything can be a secret. And lastly, there's Void. Don't underestimate him, he is here for a reason. Krizus seemed very stressed out by this whole thing. Meanwhile, Void was completely zen the whole time. 2 completely polar opposite approaches. Are they equally effective?
What's the point of the chamber? Oh, did I win?
So, you remember when Krizus left a few seconds before getting Call of the Void? Had he gotten that secret, he would have gained 66 seconds of time, and he lost by 63 seconds, which means that, yes, had he not left the game prematurely, he would have won. As for Roby, he lost by 1 minute and 52 seconds. Had he solved that microprofiler secret, it would have given him 2 minutes and 24 seconds, which means that he would have outlived even Krizus at his full potential. Alternatively, if he got both the secret where he forgot to enable third-party teleports and the secret where he was constantly 1 letter away from the answer, the competition would have ended in a tie. If he got all 3 of those, well, it would have been a complete wash, having him win by almost 2.5 minutes. And yet, Void won. He didn't really make any major mistakes, and unlike Krizus, he stayed completely calm the whole time and fulfilled his full potential, which ended up winning him the game, fair and square. So what did we learn? Well, that this was probably not the most accurate of tests. Again, I urge you to try the game yourself. These guys barely scratched the surface, and there's still way more to discover. And hey, maybe if you subscribe, I'll make a video explaining how the remaining 62 secrets were solved. Who knows? Go follow Void on like Roblox or YouTube or something. I don't know. Thanks for watching.
Make sure to like and subscribe to the Theodoric YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.